Hello everybody, again, this is Doc LP. As you can see, I'm finally fulfilling myself a dream I've had for this Let's Play for a bunch of times, and this is playing it during the nighttime. I've wanted to show you Jubilife City and other cities this game has to offer in the night version, because I barely let's play at night, or I barely play video games at night. I like to shut off most electronics towards nighttime in my life. This is why I've not often ever played much video games in the later hours of the day, and also what I wanted to say, that's why I never recorded any Pokémon Platinum at night. That's why you never got to see the nightly version, and that's quite the, opportunity to miss out on, because this game has a completely different soundtrack for the nighttime, and it also looks beautiful with all the night lights. But before we get into that and some other nostalgic topics that I'll make up off the top of my head, welcome you to part 3 and the final part of the Christmas special that doesn't come out on Christmas. It's unfortunate with that Christmas special, but it's still a Christmas special. It's still recorded in the Christmas time. This is the 25th of December for me. In Germany, it says 21:11 on the watch. That means 9 p.m. 11. 9 p.m. and 11 minutes, or 9:11 p.m. I don't know how you would say it properly, but that's just, that's my attempt at translating that time. Anyways, if you listen closely, you hear that this is a different version of the Jubilife City theme, and that's just another thing I wanted to show or be in for this Christmas special. Just walk the streets of Jubilife and talk. Now the video would already be complete. Now I'm fine with the outcome. It's night in Pokemon, and I'll walk through the Jubilife City streets. Look at that, look at the tower from top, it's beautiful. Walk through the streets and reminisce in the night lights. That's what I love to do in real life as well. A good night walk can be wondrous, alone or with a significant other person, whoever that may be, a friend, a loved one. A loved one may just be a friend in the best case, or someone you've just met, you never know. And that is what I see here. Also love the little detail, like these bicycle stands randomly placed here, but would be realistic in a city, wouldn't it? Would be strange. I would almost be able to smell the city walking through this here. I would almost be able to feel the winds that are different in cities than they are on village grounds. It's always a bit different. You always have completely different atmospheres. If you walk in cities versus walking in more rural village-like areas. You have fresher wind in the village areas, but you have the wind seems filled with many smells in cities. Different things. They can be negative, they can be positive, they can be coming from traffic, or they could be from different smells weaving together. Restaurants, houses, the street, the cars, everything. And it has a very wildly mixed essence to it, because rural wind would mostly be fresh air, and you would smell the vegetation, you would smell the trees, you would smell fresh air, just forest. And in the cities, it's a mix of even artificial things, human-made things. It's a human-made forest-like organism in the end. if you look at it that way. But I wanted to show you Jubilife at night because I've always found Jubilife at night especially beautiful. With the bright lights, with the skyscrapers, lit on the inside, as you can see here. Thought this was wonderful. This city was giant to me. It still is if I get into the right feeling, if I really, if I let the illusion take me over, which I think is the most beautiful way to play video games, or enjoy any art for that matter. Let the illusion take you over and enjoy it. Let it carry you where it may carry you, and that's the beauty, because it will be different to you than it will be to anyone. Next to this, I'm drinking chamomile tea. This is what I always do at this time of the day when I've finished my meal. I'm preparing to wind down, to sleep, to do maybe some reading. Really let the digital world especially behind, because I like to live in a lot of action during the day. I like to do a lot. I like to be very active. I like to be very up these days, because life is different than it was when I played this as a kid, in my life, I live a very action-ridden life. I live fast, I do a lot, I take a lot of effort in everything I do. I do many things at the same time. You could call it many jobs, many facets I juggle with. Many things I do. I train a lot, for instance. So regarding work, it's a very active life, or very life filled with action, with moving place to place, mentally as well, shifting from a state of calm and reminiscent to a state of action and stress. But I like that. And it's good stress. It's you conquer something, and then it's challenging mentally as well, even with people, even stressful situations. Go in there with high energy always and solve it. But my aim for the end of the day especially is always to find my way back to this magical space of mind where it's blank slate. Everything's done in the day, everything is taken care of. I also lead a checklist which tells me what to do. I write it myself. I listen to it like it would be a quest log in a game before the end of the active part of the day, which is around this time where I have my meal and where I wind down, like I just described. Would have my tea and do some reading maybe, and then head to sleep. And this is how I live. All day is action, and at the end there is the exact opposite. There is magic, and this is just that hour of the day. I'm just past my meal. I'm having my tea. This is just that time of the day, and I rarely record anything at that time of the day. Most of the time I would be to myself or with loved ones, with friends, with family at this time, and not record anything. I would have my phone away from me at that point, and the last phone check would have been over before the meal, and I would be off into a more dreamy state where I still write down ideas I have, but where I'm more connected to this dreamlike state. And I catch myself listening to even Pokémon Platinum soundtrack, or old video game soundtracks as well, because this is this childlike state of mind. That's just what I enjoy. And it's probably written with nostalgia all over itself. It's traced with specific nostalgia to the games I've played myself. But that's just how I think you should allow yourself to be as well, if you have that nostalgia for whatever, maybe if you're younger than me, then those newer Pokemon games might just be as important to you as this is to me, because this has etched my childlike, dreamlike state. This is what I've lived in for a lot of games I've played as a kid, so I very much enjoy that. And that's what I wanted to share with this Christmas special, just go into these thoughts, or that reasoning behind why I even do this channel, why I do this display. It's to show that magical world, to show my spin on it, to show what it did to me, and honor those worlds. And that's it. That's the reason I chose to go to Jubilife City at night, and now I'm also thinking I will do an episode at the end of Pokémon Platinum where I conclude the whole Let's Play, where we'll just walk through every city at night and have a similar talking session about everything, about the world, about life, and about whatever comes to mind. Yeah, the sax in the background is very beautiful. The saxophone. If you listen in, if you're not about music that much, if you don't know instruments or anything, just let it hit you and let it give you its essence and see what it does to you. That's how I would describe music to someone who isn't even interested in music, or any art for that matter. Just it does its job as long as it's coming to you and you let it have its effect, and that's it. Night lives forever, right? That's it. So let's take a little journey and visit the other cities and have a little night walk right now. Visit the other cities that are on the way to where we actually would be if we were to continue this game normally, without taking too many detours like I did. Where would we be? Let's go to Oreburgh City, walk through that at night, which will probably also be an experience. Dodge the nightly attackers. We already have a rice in our team, so we don't need another duck to take his place. We'll gladly reject it. Because it's just fine. So we'll just keep moving. Just keep going. We entered Oreburgh, which, even though it's night, still has a really active and very energetic soundtrack, though it's different. I've never actually heard this version because I've never been too interested in this town specifically. Still is beautiful. The industrial landscape at the nighttime. Does he say anything about that it's night? He's just chopping away at the rocks, still in the night. Beautiful. But we will just continue. We'll just continue walking. Let me just see on the map, where else could we go? That would be interesting. Because we're not so far in the game, and I'll show you every city at night in the end anyways. So there's no pressure for us. Just take my bike and ride up this hill again. Wait. There we go. And we'll just move back to the village that our journey has led us to originally. That's what I wanted to do this episode. Show you Jubilife, spend some time, which we did, to a sufficient degree, to a worthy degree, and then return to where we would normally continue the Let's Play. And that's it. That's what I want to do. Though at night there seems to be a lot of other Pokemon around. They seem to be very active. They seem to be willing to show themselves. It's really strange how the fog looks bright at night. Look at that, it looks as if there's a light shining back there. Never knew what things could appear in the night. Some spirits. But yeah, look at that. Imagine like a foggy night walk over this bridge with the water underneath you. Beautiful. So, I'll just go here. Dodge another Pokemon. I'll not make this episode too long though. We've had the moment we were to have fully indefinitely by now. So I'm glad, and I've done what I wanted. Show you the little night lights flashing. We'll have another big episode, like 1-2 hours long, I don't care. It's gonna be the final episode. Show the ultimate nostalgia. I also love this soundtrack. This slowed version of Hawthorne. Beautiful. I was always curious about how those cookies they make at the bakery. At this, where is it? Yeah, this shop. Always the puffins. I've always imagined their smell. It was like the one thing I would equalize them to would be the Christmas cookies my mom would make for Christmas. So that was the only association I ever had to it. That's that town. You're experiencing the nostalgia of a lonely traveler in this Pokemon world and in the real world, apparently. Because I've loved this so much. It needs to be said. It needs to be said. It's worth that. This has a beautiful soundtrack. It plays at night. Yeah. It's the thing they always compare to the 21 Guns song. Which it actually sounds like. It's beautiful. And this is actually where our journey may just end. Which is also fine. Because let's just do the intro one more time. It's very I love the instrumentation they put into these old DS games. It's truly beautiful. It's like I said in the last episode, in Christmas Special Part 2, it's a limitation that made it very beautiful. I've said everything I wanted to say, and if you're watching this on some Christmas Eve, maybe you're alone, maybe you're not. If you happen to see this on actual Christmas or around the spirit of Christmas, or just in general, whenever you're watching this, during this time that I'm recording it, I wish you a wonderful Christmas wherever you may be, if you celebrate. Like my friend said it, if you celebrate. I normally like to just wish a Merry Christmas and people take it or leave it, but it's true. If you celebrate it, have a Merry Christmas. Even if you don't, I still wish you one. That's it. I've had a nightly walk. This city is just where we stopped our journey. So I shall just look at how cozy this house looks. Let's go into this cozy little pension house and save the game and leave it at that. Sit down at the table. Maybe you can order coffee here, maybe you can't. I don't know in the end. I'll have this place. Because in real life I like to have this place watch over the room. But you know, since as an ironic statement to myself, in Pokémon Platinum, I'll take this place, not view the door, let go, and be in that magical world where I don't need to be so attentive as I'm in real life. I would want to be in action all day. This is the magical world. This is the, in a sense, an escape, or just a beautiful piece of art to dive into, and that's the magic I want to show you. Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas. And may your war be over. And you start wars that are true to your heart. And go to the stars that you truly want to go to. And strive for them. And create something, leave something, be something that you truly want to be and that you truly mean. Thank you.